Amazon is at it again with a new Echo. This new design sort of has a glowing crystal ball vibe to it. It looks way different, but it's mostly the same with a few exceptions, like Amazon Sidewalk. This new Echo looks interesting, but how does it sound and compare to the other Echoes out there? Hello there, I am Titus, and today let's review the new Echo. In the box, it includes the Echo itself, and oddly, a white power adapter. It features this new globe style with a light at the bottom that sort of makes it glow, which is kind of cool. On the top, you have volume buttons and an action button that you can set up to do things. And finally, you have a mute button if you're concerned with privacy and don't like the idea of having a live mic in your house 24/7. There are a few new features on the Echo. For one, it can be used as a smart home hub, which is pretty awesome. You used to have to buy an Echo Plus, which even today is $150 last I checked, which is weird considering that this new Echo is only $100, but okay. Some smart devices require a smart home hub to work, like Philips Hue lights, for instance. Now, you could buy the Philips Hue hub instead, or you could just buy this Echo and you're good to go. Now, plenty of smart devices connect straight to Wi-Fi, so you don't need a hub, but if you run into something that you want to use and it needs a Zigbee hub, this Echo can do just that for you. Also, this Echo now has a temperature sensor, which is interesting because you can use it to trigger things when it gets a certain temperature in the room. Maybe you want to put one of these Echoes in your baby's room, and when it gets too hot, it can send you an alert. Now let's talk sound. When I bought this, I was hoping that it would sound great, and I wasn't disappointed. Now let's compare the sound between the Echoes that I have. This is the original Echo Dot. This is the Echo Dot from the previous generation, and then this is the new Echo. And to throw a little bit of a curveball, this is the Sonos Play 1 that I bought several years ago. I'm throwing in the Sonos here because I think it sounds great. My wife loves it, and I'm really curious if the Echo can replace this Sonos. Does it give me a good enough sound to replace the Sonos? Just so you know, I'm going to be playing each of these speakers at their maximum volume. That's so you can know how loud they are and also how they differentiate in terms of quality, the louder that they get. And also I'm going to be redoing the audio levels on my microphone so that way none of these peak and you can truly hear the difference in volume between each of these. Not the best sound, it's a little tinny, but it's fine, but not really a clear quality sound. But now let's go to the last gen Echo. Now that sounds a lot better. It's not the most bass heavy sound, but it is quite a bit louder and it's a decent quality sound. But let's go now to the new Echo. Now that is loud, and it sounds great, honestly. It's a decent amount of bass, but it's a good balanced sound, good quality. Really like that. Let's go down to the Sonos. Okay, that is a much closer sound. Now, the Sonos is a bit louder, but it also, when it gets to the maximum volume, seems to have a much more bassy sound. Now, some people might like that. I, for one, like a more balanced sound, and I think the Echo is giving it to me. There is some bass. I could actually see the fabric on the Echo. I don't know if it shows on the video, but I could see it moving as it was playing. So that's pretty cool. But that's a little bit of a toss-up. Maybe I'm leaning towards the Echo a little bit just because I like the sound signature. The Sonos is definitely louder. I think if I switched them out, my wife would not care in the slightest, though. Now, if you're curious, I will be reviewing the new Echo Dot when I get it. That should be the next couple of days, and the review will probably take me maybe a week or two to get out there. Hopefully, it will sound a lot better, but I'll be honest, it probably won't sound as good as the Echo. But, you know, let's see how much they've improved on the previous Echo Dot. One thing this device seems to do a better job of is hearing me when it's playing music at full blast. That was definitely a problem before, and that was really frustrating. Now, I wanted to put the microphones to the test, so I did a test phone call. Now, I did a test with the Echo and last gen's Echo Dot, and she seemed to prefer the quality of the new Echo compared to the Echo Dot. Although she did say the Echo Dot sounded fine, she just thought that the new Echo sounded a little bit better. It's been a long time since I reviewed one of these Echoes, and Amazon has unveiled new features over time since then. Alexa Guard is really interesting. Basically, whenever you're away from home, the Echo can alert you if it hears something you might want to be aware of. Right now, the only thing it will alert you of is if it hears a broken window or a smoke alarm. It won't like alert you if it hears someone talking in your house, for instance. But if it echoes all over your house, that's a pretty decent whole home alarm system. And if you have smart lights, Alexa Guard can even turn on and off lights to make it appear as if you are home. Routines are interesting. You can trigger things to automatically happen in certain conditions. I made a routine like this. Alexa, turn off studio lights. And now, Alexa, turn on studio lights. Now, Amazon is working on new ways to trigger things like through sound, for instance. Now, this feature isn't out yet, but my wife and I had our first baby, and eventually the Echo will be able to listen in my daughter's room, and if it hears her crying, it can trigger something. Like maybe it wants to turn all the lights in my downstairs area to red, so I'm on red alert. Another new feature they're working on is to listen out for you snoring. So let's say maybe you're watching TV and you fall asleep and you start snoring, maybe that will trigger the Echo to turn off your TV. And this is available now. You can even have Samuel L. Jackson replace Alexa's voice. It costs $5, but let's face it, that's money well spent. Hey Samuel, tell me a joke.
How many cats does it take to change a light bulb? Really? You think cats are gonna do that?
And there's a follow-up mode you can enable if you want to ask Alexa follow-up questions after you originally trigger her. What is the capital of China?
The capital of China is Beijing.
And what is the capital of Japan?
The capital of Japan is Tokyo.
Now that feature has been a bit hit or miss with me, but that time it actually worked pretty well. I've also experimented with an unbeknownst feature to me. You can actually ask Alexa to do two things at once. Turn on first light and play classical music.
Here's a station you might like. Ultimate Classical on Amazon Music.
Now let's talk about Amazon's newest feature, Amazon Sidewalk. So Amazon Sidewalk is something this new Echo is supporting, but the idea is basically as more and more of these Echo devices and the other devices that support Amazon Sidewalk are out there, it's kind of like all of them can connect and create like this wireless network all over the world. So that way, if I had a smart device, let's say in my yard, but my Wi-Fi didn't reach my yard, maybe I have a security camera or something, but my neighbors, had a device that has Amazon Sidewalk that could reach it, even though I don't really have access to his stuff, Amazon Sidewalk can kind of circumvent that and give me access to that security camera. It is a little weird and a little scary because in theory, someone could be using my Echo to connect to one of their devices, and it's a little strange to think about, but it is a really interesting idea. Nonetheless, we'll see how it pans out. One cool feature is that you can sync up to two Echoes together for a stereo sound effect. Now, one Echo sounds really great all by itself. If you have two of them, I'm sure that sounds a lot better. Now, out of curiosity, I did try to hook up my Echo with my old Echo Dot, and no luck. Apparently, you have to have identical Echoes for this feature to work. But you can also add in an Echo Studio, which is Amazon's sort of smart speaker / subwoofer, if you're all about that bass. So you can have two Echoes with a subwoofer, and that probably sounds pretty good. And even cooler, if you use a Fire TV for your TV interface, you can actually sync up two Echoes and an Echo Studio with your Fire TV for an interesting kind of surround sound, maybe soundbar alternative solution. Now I did experiment with this, and this was just using my one Echo here with my Fire TV, and it honestly sounded like a decent soundbar. Or you can go a completely different route and use the Echo for voice commands, and whenever you want to play music or something else, you can play it to an external speaker. You have two ways you can do this. You can wire a speaker to the audio using like an audio cable right here. Or if you have a compatible speaker like a Sonos, for instance, you can use it like that. Just set it up in the Alexa app. Now, why you would purchase the more expensive, larger Echo and then use an external speaker, I have no idea, but you can. Oh, and watch this. Alexa, set the volume to 12.
Sorry, You can only set the volume between 0 and 10.
Alexa, set the volume to 11. That's right, it goes to 11. Let me know below if you get that reference. Conclusion time. I really love Echoes in general, and I definitely love this new Echo all by itself. Now I am curious how it sounds compared to the original Echoes. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those, but I've been really impressed with the sound quality. Amazon claims that they improved the sound quality, and I believe them because it sounds great and amazing for being such a small device. And Amazon keeps doing a great job of making these Echoes better and better over time. So even if you have an older Echo, you're getting more and more value out of it as time goes on. It's hard not to recommend this. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be getting an Echo Dot soon, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe and enable notifications. And if you liked this video, please let me know with a like. Thanks again, I am Titus, by the way, and let's let Samuel L. Jackson take it from here. Hey Samuel, say something funny.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword, but those fools haven't seen Thor swing his hammer.
Well, there you have it. See you next time.